Love chatting with our hockey analyst, Dave Poulin, about all sorts of things, but we have to start with this. Well, the Jets get the win, so that's exciting, but they got 2 wins on Monday, Dave, in that Nino Niederreiter 3-year contract extension. What does this say to you, Dave, and maybe say to the rest of the league about the fact that Hellebuck and Scheifele have signed extensions, and now Nino signs on for 3 more years?
This is a perfect fit for both sides. It's a perfect fit for Nino Niederreiter. He's just turned 31 years old. But I think it's the fit on the line with Adam Lowry and Mason Appleton. They are essentially the identity of that team right now. They start games. They start periods. They're a big, heavy third line. They can match up with anyone. But Nino Niederreiter brings them a little more offensive ability. This is his 5th team, Jay, and the chance to get stability, signed for 3 years at a good number for the team and the player. And I just think sometimes you look around and say, what's a perfect fit? Niederreiter on that line, on that team right now, has really settled things nicely for Winnipeg. I think it's going to continue. It's given them more flexibility around the lineup. It's given them a third line. I talked about matchups, but they can score goals.
Yep.
And they're hard to play against.
Dave, let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens. You see a lot of their games, I know. Sam Montembeault also signs a 3-year contract extension. Montreal's been carrying 3 goaltenders all year, along with Montembeault. It's Caden Primo, it's Jake Allen. Do you like that 3 goalie option, Dave? And where do you feel Montembeault fits in among the 3?
I don't like it, and I don't think any goaltender likes it. And there's just not enough work. There's not enough practice work. There's not enough game work. They've been rotating the 3 so far, and they kind of have one in each category. They have the veteran in Jake Allen, the cup pedigree, 34 years old, and then they've got the 27-year-old Samuel Montembeault. I think he is going to be the guy, especially now signing the 3-year extension. And then they've got the kid, Caden Primo, who's 24 years old but would need waivers to go down. And Primo and Allen both have a year left. I think this does solidify, the contract situation solidifies Montembeault as the number 1. He really grabbed it last year. He played 40 games for them. Most wins of his career was 16. And, you know, he's maybe a quiet 6-3-1 this year for a Montreal team that, with their win tonight, is at 500. But I think something has to give in the equation. They're afraid they would lose Caden Primo if they sent him to the minors because you'd have to clear waivers. And so they may just wait and see until someone comes knocking on their door. But it's hard to distribute the workload, Jay, both in practices and in games.
Well, the good news is there are teams that need goalies. One of them might be the Calgary Flames, Dave. Jacob Markstrom leaves Flames practice early Monday, takes a shot off the hand. No word on the severity of the injury, but this is a team that, yes, they're wheeling and dealing, but they're also right there in the playoff race. You confident in Dan Vladar to hold the fort if Markstrom is out any long period of time?
I'm not sure about Vladar. I think they really like Dustin Wolf, the young kid who's done so well in the American League. He's been up briefly this year, and he can go back and forth. I would expect to see him, and I would expect to see him vie for playing time. Vladar's been the responsible backup for them, but it looked like Markstrom's game was really starting to come 5-2-1 in his last 8. We just talked about the 3 goaltender situation in Montreal as not being ideal, and they wanted Wolf to play. That's why they sent him down. They wanted him to play every night. He didn't need waivers, so he can go down and play. But I would expect if Markstrom's out for any length of time, Jay, I would expect to see Dustin Wolf back up and vying with playing time with Daniel Vladar, rather. I don't think that's a question. That would be a 2-goalie rotation if that were the case. Nice problem to have a promising youngster waiting in the wings. Markstrom, though, has won 5 of his last 8 starts, an .894 save percentage. Dave Poulin, always a pleasure chatting with you. I hope you have a terrific night. We'll talk to you soon.